going to come standing, heels under hips, closed eyes, and lay your hands, rest them however you need by your side, hands at heart center, whatever's going to make you feel very present here. Soften your eyes, soften your jaw. Noticing the presence of your breathing, the air entering your lungs, the air touching your skin. And how sweet this moment truly is, because it'll never happen again. Every moment as we walk, one breath forward, one exhale out, is fresh and brand new. We are always recreating ourselves. If you're standing, inhale, arms lift on up, bow down, forward fold. Bend your knees deeply, come all the way down to the ground. Heel to heel, knees pointing out, hands behind your back, roll back your shoulders. Feel the poking up of the heart, breathing in, settling through the hips. Sitting up a little taller now, shoulders right over your hips. And notice how it feels different here, right along the piriformis from the knee all the way to the thigh. Offering yourself a twist, left hand reaches across, roll back the shoulders, look back. Inhale through midline, exhale, continue traveling. Rolling back your shoulders, look back. Inhale, returning back into your midline. We're going to bow down. We're not going to go very deep. We're just going to go where we're comfortable. So even if you need to allow the lower back to open up, just crawling one breath at a time, coming down. And just noticing where your back is today, how it feels today. Taking a really deep breath, feel how the lungs lift and press you forward. As you exhale, gently tuck the chin and feel the back of your neck open. Continue to melt slowly, slowly, slowly. And once you've arrived, sway your body gently side to side, moving at your own pace, your own frequency. Closing your eyes, tuning into your heartbeat and your own rhythm. Inhale, slowly rolling up. This time we're going to slide, crisscross our ankles and slide them back, coming into tabletop. Knees gently just behind hips, spread your fingers, hands directly under shoulders. Tuck or untuck the toes, it's up to you. Inhale, lift up the crown, lift up the tail. As you exhale, round through the back, tuck the tail, tuck your chin, gaze towards your navel. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, back down. Start to feel your skin peel open. Feel your bones move. Bumping your hips to the left. Gaze on over, turn your gaze to the right. Inhale, then exhale to switch. Inhale, come back into your midline. Roll back the shoulders again, spread the fingers. Adjusting the left knee, bring it in so it's into midline. Lift up your right leg. Push your heel away from your head, look down. The back of your neck is long. Roll down the right hip to square the hips out. Now as you kick energy through the heel, point the toes down and feel how the inner thigh is spinning up. Keep that activity going on of the inner thigh spinning up. Extend the right Keep the heel directly over the middle toe. Bump your hips to the right. Turn your gaze to the left. Push your hands into the ground. Breathe into the space between your rib and your hip on the right side. Right leg, send it across. Line it up with your heel, your knee, and your hip. Arms rise on up, steeple the fingers, look up. Now feel how the rib cage lifts up and away from the hips. Side bend on over to the left, look down. Use your left arm to pull the right arm across. Inhale, lift on up, open up the arms. Now we're just going to gently shift. So let's turn our right toes up. Shift on over to the right, land your hand either below or above the knee. Stack the arms and shoulders, a modification to your Trikonasana. Now try this. Take the right hip and bump it forward. Take the left hip, bump it back. On your exhale, land your hands back down. Return the right knee. Inhale, lift up the left leg. Again, kicking the energy, creating squared hips, squared shoulders. Roll the inner thigh up. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, extend your leg across to the right, stacking heel over middle toe, bumping your hips to the left, turning your gaze to the right. Big long breaths. Feel how your lungs siphon the breath in, creating a blooming. Inhale, lift up the same left leg. Line up your heel with your hip. Arms rise on up. Steeple the fingers, create lift first. Add a little tuck of the tail so it's not too much of a back bend. Side bend on over to the right. Keep going as far as is comfortable. Rolling back your left shoulder. Inhale, return into midline. Point the left toes up. Arms spread on out. Lean and lean, lean to the left. Arrive, stack. Do you remember what you do with your hip crease? The left hip crease is going to press forward. The right hip crease is going to roll back. Slowly unwind. Return your hands back to tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Push your hips up. Down dog. Pedal your knees. Soften the back of your neck. Gaze to toes. And you want to feel your power here. Feel your lower abdominals reintegrate the pelvis into the body as if it's pressing it back towards the spine. Right up to the sky. On your inhale, line up your shoulders directly over your wrist creases and see if your hips are still high. If they're high, walk your feet further back and just like before, the heels directly over the middle toe. Roll back your shoulders, look down, brace your belly. From here, land your knees, bend your elbows, chaturanga with a modification. Roll back the shoulders and slowly inhale into cobra. Exhale, roll back down. Let your head, your forehead touch your mat. On your inhale, lift up as if you're zipping the spine. Feel the left and the right side squeeze, and then slowly unzip. Giving yourself about 3 more, your own pace, but every time, can you lift just a little higher, using as much back muscle and not so much your hands. You have 2 more. Squeeze your butt, lengthen your legs, soften your face, soften your cheeks. 1 more. Use a really deep inhale to open up the lungs. Feel it right here, rise all the way up. If your shoulders are just behind your wrist creases, tuck your toes and slide your pelvis forward so now they're stacked. Then try to pick up your thighs up off the ground. Look forward, slide the chin back, push back, exhale, down dog, tuck the toes. Rolling into vinyasa, lift the heels, tuck your chin, roll into plank. Inhale and exhale. Your inhale is going to invite your cobra or your up dog. Exhale, push back. Inhale, right leg lifts as high as you can go. Gaze to left toes. Try to rotate your hips down and in so that they're square, sacrum with each other with the left hip and the right hip. Bend your knee, open it up to the sky, and try not to rotate your right shoulder. Keep it stacked and down. Swinging the right leg through between your hands, land your left knee down to the ground. Knee over ankle, arms rising up, steeple fingers. Sinking the hips, maybe closing your eyes. Lacing your hands behind your back, roll back your shoulders. Peel your shoulders away from the center of your chest. Sink the hips, look up. Now how far can you go here? Play with your back bend. Chest towards thigh, release the clasp. Left hand down, twist to the right. Look up. Continue bumping your right hip to the left, keeping your hip in line with your knee. Landing your hand to the inside. Heel toe your right foot out to the right. Turn your toes out to the right. You can stay on your hands, or you can come down further. Feel free to sway. Offering yourself another twist. Right hand pushes up against the knee. Plant the left forearm down. Press back. And if you can't lengthen your arm, consider sidestepping your foot out a little further so that you can really get that length in the body. Gaze can be up. If you're seeking energy, gaze can be down if you need to close off the energy. Slowly unwind your right arm, return it back down to the ground. Tuck your back toes under. Now notice how long your back leg is. Try to keep it that length and meet it with the right foot. Push back, down, down. Pedal the knees again, sway the hips. Push your hands really hard into your mat now. Inhale, left leg lifts as high as it'll go. And remember, try to spin the inner left thigh up to square your hips. Squeeze your butt cheeks, bend the knee. Spin the knee up to the sky. Push your right hip crease back. Gaze to your right toes. Inhale, then exhale. Lunge your leg through. Land the right knee down. Arms rise on up. Sinking your hips. Remember, try to bump your hips here to the right now. Look up, place your hands behind your back. Trying to go as far back as is comfortable for you in your body. Softening your jaw. Focus on midline from crown, third eye, throat, heart, belly, tailbone. Chest towards thigh. Unclasp, release the right hand to the ground, twist, exhale left. Use the integration of your shoulder muscles to really push you here. As you exhale, lower the left hand down, heel toe the left foot out, turn the toes out. You can stay high, you can sway, or you can come on down a little lower. Using your inhale to lift your left lung, then exhale to press your left hand up against the knee. Again, making any adjustments with the distance of your foot to create length in your body. Take another deep inhale right into the belly. Soften your eyes, soften your jaw. On your exhale, unwind, lend your hand back down. Keeping the length of your back leg the way it is, tuck your toes under and meet your left foot with your right. Bumping your hips again, pedaling the knees. We're going to roll through vinyasa here, so let's try this. Lift your heels as high as you can. Tuck your chin as if your gaze is to your navel, then roll into your plank. Once you're there, find your chaturanga. Inhale, shifting forward and up. Exhale, push back, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Send the right leg through. Land your back knee down again. Arms rise on up. Steeple your fingers. Side bend on over to the right. Create a circle, forward and around. Lift back up. Give yourself one more as far as you can go. Holding up at the top, find your balance, find your stabilization. Tuck your back toes under and lift your back knee up. Now keep pushing the tailbone down and your pelvis into the body, lacing your hands behind your back. Inhale, look up, bow down. Our heel remains lifted here. Send your knuckles away from your head. Land the left hand down, twist, exhale to the right. We're going to begin to lengthen our right leg, so let's play with that. How far can you go before you can't anymore? Maybe you can go straight, maybe you can't, maybe you need a block under your hand. You're going to work your body the way you need to. Now let's play with something. Let's bend our knee over our ankle, slide our left hand forward, and let's try to lift our back leg up. Coming into Padavrita Ardha Chandrasana. If you like, flirt with lifting the fingers off the ground. Square your hips. Continue rotating your chest to the right. Kick, kick, kick the left heel away from your head. We're going to land our back foot, windmill the arms open, warrior two. Sink into your hips, knee over ankle. Open the pelvis. And if you need to, surrender the weight of the shoulders. Totally fine. Leaning on in, extended side angle. Forearm to thigh, arm over ear. Look up or look down. Playing with a bind if you like. Lace your hand behind your back. Reach your fingertips down. See if you can find your fingers. Then once you're there, roll back your left shoulder and line up your ear towards your knee. Look down. Slowly unwind. Land your hands, lift up your back heel, land your knee. Step back for a child's pose. Toe to toe, knees wide, chest comes down. From down dog, inhale, lift up the hips, exhale, push the hips back. Pedal the knees, sway the hips. Inhale, left leg lifts. Sending your leg down and through, landing the knee down. Arms rise on up, steeple your fingers, sink your hips. Side bend on over to the left, then circle forward and around. Giving yourself one more. Holding up at the top, lacing your hands behind your back, rolling back the shoulders again. Tucking back your back toes, lifting your leg up. Inhale, arms lift on up. We're going to go ahead, come forward. Lengthen, lengthen, try to lengthen your back leg. See where you can go with it. Twist to the back wall. And notice the entry, how it's a little different here. Which one did you prefer? Let's begin to play. Look forward. Bend your front knee, slide your right hand forward, and try to lift your back leg up. How about lifting the right hand off the ground? Continue rotating the chest. Kick your heel away from your head. Land your back leg, windmill the arms, warrior two. Sink or soften. Whatever you need, make it work for you. Should feel lovely. Take an inhale. Feel as if a rope are pulling you. Keep reaching. Keep going. Forearm to thigh, arm over ear. Or maybe a little lower. If you went further by in the first round, try it again here. We're not equal from side to side, we're a little different. Arm can wrap. See if you can bend the left elbow so that your wrist is towards your hips. Once you're there, slide your body towards the left. Look down. Arm circles up and around. Frame your foot. Lift up your back heel. Land your knee. Step back. Child's pose. Spread the knees. Toe to toe. Forehead to the ground. Arms can circle back. Palms can flip up. Feel the shoulders drop. You want to feel the shoulder blades pour away from the heart here. Giving ourselves a twist, arms reach forward. Left arm threads through. arm over ear. If you'd like to go a little further, take your right leg and shift it out to the right. Maybe your fingers can reach the toes. Your gaze is going to turn up to the sky, arm over ear. And exploring how far you can go here. What feels comfortable in your body? How much rotation is accessible? Take a big breath into the lower back. Slowly unwind. Return back to your child's pose. Arms can be forward or back, whatever you need. Twisting, threading the arm through, right goes across to the left. Feel the corkscrewing right behind the heart. Using your inhale to lift the hips and to extend your left leg out to the left. See if you can work your left fingertips to the front of your mat, creating as much length in your torso. And then playing, maybe walking your hands across to the right side of your mat, following with the shoulder, following with your gaze. Keep crawling, keep crawling. Once you found your edge, pause and breathe. Slowly unwind, tabletop. Swing your hips. Allow your spine to feel its mobility. Light lunging, right leg through. Tucking back toes, step in, forward fold. Hand to opposite elbow, ragdoll. Hands on shins, inhale halfway up. Exhale all the way down. Bending your knees, bracing the lower abdominals, roll up one vertebra at a time. Eventually rising up into your Hastasana, arms seek peak. Feel the symmetry. Close your eyes. Slide your thumbs down to your heart slowly. Feel the air touching your fingers. Feel the air touching your face. Feel the presence of your being. Your breath, your heart, the presence of your mind working its way through your body. And how your breath is its delivery system. How do you feel here? Can you allow the outside world to just drop away a little more? And tune in, inside, just a little more. Release your hands by your sides, Tadasana. So imagine you're standing up against a wall, the back of your head, shoulders, hips, and heels are meeting that wall. But we're not struggling for this pose. It's a pose that we can just find center of gravity here. Close your eyes. And notice if your tower of the body is swaying. And if it is, how can you still it? Is it through creating length in your breath? Is it through perhaps using Ujjayi breathing, constricting the throat? Ground down through your feet a little more. Spread the fingers and lift all 10 toes up. Tack them down from pinky to big toe, one at a time. Feel the arches rise in your feet. Feel the knees drawn into the quadriceps and your outer thighs gently and firm but firm up. So it's a gentle firming. Hands at heart center. Begin to shift your weight to your left foot. Spread the left foot. Feel the toes really push into the ground. On your inhale, turn your right knee to the right and let the right heel land on the left ankle. So we're in a very small tree pose with our eyes closed. Now notice if the tower of your body is moving a little more now. If you've had coffee, it's probably moving. Now if you're feeling stable, play. Try to slide your foot maybe an inch up your leg. So now maybe it's just the very tips of your tippy toes touching. Then feel brave. See if you can slide your foot up a little further. Maybe you need to open up your eyes, and maybe you can close them back down again. Slowly land. Return heels under hips. Let's try the other side. So now you know where we're going on the other side. Spread the fingers of your right toes. Spread them. Then push them down into your mat. Feel the arches rise. Turn the left knee and the left toe out to the left. Slide the left heel up the inner right ankle. Feel your center of gravity again. Now this time, see where you need a grip. Maybe it's the outer thighs, maybe it's the outer glute muscles. But also notice where you need to soften. As you're ready, slide the foot up an inch. And I hope you're smiling, because this is hard, and it's supposed to be. Because how often do we do this in the dark? Hardly. Again, big smile. Try to slide your foot up a little higher. And so you're going to be really working your ankle here. Going to be really working your thighs and your legs. And see if you can release calmly, heel under hip. Toes pointing forward, release the hands, release the shoulders. That's always hard, but the more you practice, the easier it gets. But not if you've had coffee. So let's try tree pose with our eyes open. We're going to slide the right foot in. Invite it as high as it will go, but never on the knee. Roll back your shoulders, hands at heart center. We're going to play with what's happening in our upper body. Our lower body is our stabilization point. So feel anchored here, and if you need to use a wall, use a wall. Lace your hands behind your back. Inhale, then exhale to send the knuckles down. How about creating a back bend here? Begin to poke the belly button forward. Then feel how the unzipping from belly button to heart pours the chest forward. Then the throat, then the chin, then the eyes finally lift up. Now feel that full long line of the zipper that is unzipped in the front of your body. Use your big inhale to create a bigger back bend. Slowly release. Heels under hips. Let's try the other side. Hands at heart center. Turning the left foot out, sliding it up, moving slow. Finding your stabilization first. Notice how you feel here. Notice your breathing here. Can you be so present that the stance or the position you have in your body is secondary to the breathing? Take a full breath in. On your exhale, lace your hands behind your back. Using the full last bit of the exhale, send the knuckles down. Then begin to move from the belly button up to the heart, to the throat, to the chin, Finally, out your gaze. Use a full inhale to create expansion forward and up. Slowly return, heel under hip. Releasing your hands, bend the knees, forward fold. Move slow, slow, slow. Bending your knees, shimmy your hips side to side. And see if you can pour down a little further, a little further. If you'd like to go a little further, lace your hands behind your legs. Maybe you can meet hand to opposite elbow. And if you'd like to further that, slide your forearms down towards your ankles and press your chest towards your legs. Releasing your hands to the ground, picking up your right leg as high as it'll go into a standing split. If you're comfortable, bend your knee and reach your left hand around towards your toes. Point your chin down. Slowly release your leg. We're going to gently switch. Inhale, lift up the left leg, standing split. Bend the knee. Open up your hip, reaching right hand to ankle. And if you can't find your foot, or if you can't reach your foot, no worries. You can make this just a standing split as high as your body's willing to go. This time, we're going to take the foot that's in our hand, allow it to land behind us, land that same knee down, shift on down. Your right leg is going to cross up and over on top. Sit tall, hug, twist to the right. Inhale through midline. Keep traveling, open twist. In your open twist, try to stack your left shoulder directly over your left hip. Try not to let it overpass. You want to keep it right in line. Open up the chest. Inhale, come back into midline. We're going to switch legs. Crisscross. Sit as tall as you can, pressing both hips down to the ground. Hug, exhale, twist left. Inhale through midline. Exhale, keep traveling. Keeping your shoulder over the hip and feeling the twist along your back. Inhale through midline. Lengthening your legs out. Release the hips, roll them back, point your toes up, sit tall. And let's see if we can come into a forward fold. Nice and slow. Feel the rise and the fall of your spine. Maybe you can send your hands to the back so the shoulders can roll down. inhale, coming on up, rolling all the way back for your Shavasana. If you'd like a little more, you can go ahead, roll the knees. And so allowing the hands to do the work, releasing the glute grip, the leg grip. Then switch directions. And any closing pose that you need in your body, maybe you need another twist, maybe you need a plow. Make this work for you. Landing your toes down, sliding one leg longer than the other. Flip your palms by their sides, come into your Shavasana. You can stay down, or you can come into a seated meditation pose. Taking in a deep breath. Feel the rise of your belly, feel the dropping of your hips. Noticing where you can soften. If it's in the mind, notice where you can lengthen. If it's in the breath, the arrival of these three threads, the mind, the body, and the breath, connecting right here, right now with intention. Taking in a deeper breath again. Let the ribcage open. Feel the balloon of the belly rise and fall. Sway your head side to side. And slowly roll onto your right side. Eventually using your lower hand to press yourself up. Coming up into your seated position. Finding the anchoring, your center of gravity of your head over your shoulders and your shoulders over your hips. Soft cheeks, soft eyes, soft jaw and shoulders. Hands at heart center. Inhale deeply through the nose, exhale a bit longer through the nose. Noticing how you feel again. Compare it to the beginning of the hour. Thank you so much for joining today. I appreciate that you did. I apologize for any of you that had a hard time logging on. We're going to work out those kinks. Thanks again so much.